Hello everyone, welcome to this session. My name is CA Rahul Kumar. So in this section, I will discuss the mains 2023 commerce optional numerical solution of the costing. So this year, in the mains 23, they asked one question on the marginal costing. I always tell that marginal costing is the most important question. Almost every year they ask one question. And this year, they asked one question from the marginal costing, okay? Another question they asked from the process costing, that we will discuss separately, right? So let's read the question first, and then we will discuss it conceptually and how to solve that I will discuss here. Also one more thing, the PDF of this question as well as the solution that I will do here is available on the Telegram channel. You can join the Telegram channel from the description given below, right? So let's start. So first, we will read the question carefully, okay? So here, I will also tell you how to solve the question. My purpose here is not just to provide you the solution, but also to work on how we should approach the question, okay? So the first step in solving any question should be read the question very carefully. While you are reading the question, underline, highlight the important points, the important information, right? So first we will read the question very carefully. Let's start. So this is the question of commerce optional. This question was asked in mains 2023 and this is from the chapter of marginal costing. Okay. So let's read the question. This is the question number 2B. That means this question is not compulsory. This is discretionary. You can choose or you can not choose. But it is a 15-marker question, very simple question. You will get approximately 10 minutes because for 1 mark, approximately you get 0.7 minute in the exam hall. That means for 15 marks questions, you will get approximately 10 minutes. So in 10 minutes, this question is doable. That's why this question you should choose. Okay. Now let's start. A newly startup manufacturing company is planning to produce a product that will be sold at rupees 150 per unit. Okay, so sales price is 150 rupees per unit. Okay, so why approach? My approach is that we should summarize the information given in the question. Okay, so in the solution part, simultaneously we will just summarize the question information. Okay, I know in the real exam hall that's not possible, even that is not doable. You don't have that much space, but for the clarity of discussion, I will be writing the important information given in this question on a separate page. Okay. So I am opening a separate page, solution of question number 2B. So I will write given information. What is the information given in the question? I will just write that information, okay? So first they have given the sales price, that is rupees 150 per unit. See, basically this is not part of the solution. I am writing it very clearly. This is not part of the solution. This is just for your discussion purpose, just for understanding purpose, clarity purpose. In the exam hall, we will not be writing this, okay? Now let's come back to the question now. The demand of the product is estimated to be 10,000 units per year. So expected or estimated demand is 10,000 units per annum, right? I'm just writing the information. Now, next is the company has the choice of 2 machines. That means company now can buy any of the 2 machines. That is machine A and machine B, each of which has a capacity of producing 10,000 units per year. Okay, that means we have now 2 machines and each of the machine can produce 10,000 units. Okay, so now we have 2 alternative machines and we will provide the information of each machine in this information, machine A and machine B, right? So machine A, the production per annum, it is 10,000 units. Machine B, it is 10,000 units. Now, machine A would have the fixed cost of rupees 4 lakh per year and would yield a profit of 5 lakh rupees per year. So fixed cost they have given, profit they have given on the sale of 10,000 units. This is the information of machine A, and then machine B would have the fixed cost of rupees 2,80,000 per year, and that would yield the profit of rupees 3,20,000 per year on the sale of 10,000 units. Okay, so in all the cases, 10,000 units is the one point which is stable, so that means the information is very, very consistent. Variable costs behave linearly for both machines. That's very common point. That means that is the nature of the variable cost, that it has a linear behavior. That means if the number of units increase, the variable cost in total increases. A variable cost per unit remains same. Okay, so this is a basic principle, that variable cost per unit remains same, but as we increase the number of unit of production, the variable cost in totality, it will increase. This is how we can say that variable cost has a linear behavior. In case of fixed cost में क्या होता है? In case of fixed cost, the total fixed cost at a particular range is same. Okay, at a particular range, in a particular range, the total fixed cost is same. And as we increase the number of units, this production cost, the fixed cost per unit keeps coming down, right? So that is the nature of the fixed cost. Okay, so this line is just indicating the basic nature of the variable cost. So that means it is okay, no problem. Okay, so now again we will write the information given in the question. I am just again writing the information. So we have the fixed cost, that is 4 lakh per annum and 2,80,000 per annum, right? Now we have the profit. The total profit is 5 lakh. Again, this is per annum, definitely, and 3,20,000 per annum, right? Now let us read the question. Calculate the volume of sales at which the cost of two machines will be indifferent. That means we have to calculate the cost indifference point. Okay, so this is how we interpret the question. As of now, we have just summarized the question, information given in the question. This will help us solve the question without any mistake. Okay, so in the initial time when you are starting the practice, then this is useful. But as you become proficient, you practice more and more questions with time, then definitely it becomes easy for you. Even without writing this information, directly you can underline, make a box in the question itself, and you can start writing the direct answer. Okay, so as you move towards the towards the perfection, then this kind of rough work is not required. You can directly write the answer. Okay, now let's discuss what is cost indifference point. Okay, this discussion I am just doing for the sake of your understanding. Okay, so basically I'm just providing the information to you. Basically, in the marginal costing, one of the important tasks of the marginal costing is decision making. This is the very, very important work that we have to do for the from the marginal costing, the application of marginal costing. Okay, so here in this case, the decision making involves regarding the choice that is to be done whether to buy machine A or machine B. Okay, that means we will go for the machine at given level of production which provides maximum level of profit. Okay, so we will be basically looking to choose the machine that provides the maximum profit. Okay, that is the purpose. Okay, so basically we will be now discussing what is the cost indifference point, the formula. cost indifference point of two machines is calculated as difference in the fixed cost of two machines divided by difference in variable cost per unit of the two machines. Okay, PU means per unit. Okay, this is the formula. Okay, just to understand what is cost indifference point, we can take the example from our day-to-day life. In our day-to-day life, we run the car. So when we are choosing the car, when we are buying the car, we choose the car and we have multiple options. Okay, for example, we have the CNG car versus petrol car. CNG car versus petrol car. Okay, or let's take much more better example, because CNG and petrol, they are coming in the same car. So let's say CNG versus diesel, right? CNG versus diesel. So in CNG, the cost can be higher. The the fixed cost, the buying cost can be higher, but the per unit running cost is less, right? In the diesel car, even though the cost of car may be a bit less than the CNG car, that is the buying cost can be less, but the running cost will be a bit higher than the CNG car. Okay, so when we make the decision, the car consultant will tell you that it depends upon how much you run the car. If you use the car for more number of kilometers, then you should go for the car which has the less variable cost. Okay, तो अगर आप ज़्यादा कार को use करेंगे, if you run the car for more number of kilometers on a daily basis, then you should use that car which provides you the variable cost per unit on the lower side. That means you can go for the CNG car, because in the CNG per unit cost will be lesser. You will make one-time investment, and later slowly by reducing the variable cost per unit, you will be able to recover the cost which you have paid extra in the initial time. Okay, so CNG cost might have the higher cost of buying, but because of the running cost being less, you will be running more number of kilometers, so variable cost is lower here, so you can recover the money from the CNG better. Okay, but on the other hand, if your running is very less, that means you just drive the car 5 kilometer, 10 kilometer daily from home to office. That means your running cost is not much. Day-to-day running cost is not much. So in that case, you may go for that car which provide you the less cost of buying, even though the variable cost per unit may be higher. Okay, because your variable cost is not anyways going to be higher because your running is very less. Okay, so this comparison between the CNG car and diesel car, the same comparison is basically the cost indifference point we are saying here. Okay, so basically between CNG car and the diesel car, we arrive at the cost indifference point. So this cost difference point is the point where whether you buy CNG car or you buy diesel car, the cost will remain same. Okay, that means the total cost of running will remain same. Okay, so that number of kilometer, that number of running, okay, those number of kilometer where the total fixed cost plus the total variable cost of both the options combinedly, that is the total cost of both is equal. That is a cost indifference point. Okay, so whatever discussion I have done, I will summarize this again. I will come back to this discussion again with the help of the question that we are discussing right now. Okay, so cost difference point mein hum log, we are just calculating the information so that we can find that level at which both the options, both the machines provide the same total cost. Okay, so after this we can go and we can check how much is the production we have. If the production is less, then we can choose one machine, otherwise we can choose another machine. That discussion we will see, we will discuss it right now. Okay, so let's come back to the cost indifference point of two machines. So cost indifference point is equal to difference in fixed cost divided by difference in variable cost. Okay, now if we see this information, we already have the fixed cost for each machine. This is given, yes or no? So we can easily find the first, that is the difference in fixed cost, okay? So how much is the difference? 4 lakh minus 2 lakh 80,000. This information is given, rupees 4 lakh minus rupees 2 lakh 80,000. Now divided by difference in variable cost per unit. This information is not available, right? We know the formula, and in the formula the first information is given, second information is not given. So now we will calculate the second information also, okay? So for this we will make the working note. The calculation of statement of variable cost per unit. Okay, so now here we will just write this information, machine A and machine B. Okay, so what is the variable cost? How to arrive at the variable cost from the given information? So we have the information, that is the profit we have the production units, we have the fixed cost. That means we can arrive at the sales, total sales, because we also have the sales price, right? We have the sales price and we have the per annum sales and production, right? Both are same. In the marginal costing, the production and sales is assumed to be same. So the production, that is a 10,000 unit multiplied by 150, that is the total sales, right? So total sales we can derive, that is 150 into 10,000, and it will remain same in both the cases. The total revenue do not change. That means 15 lakh rupees. So we know the total sales, right? Now how to calculate the variable cost, the total variable cost? Okay, this discussion I am doing only on this page, whatever I am writing, this is only for your understanding. Okay, I can directly write in the solution, but then you might struggle that, sir, how this figure was arrived. So this figure, this discussion, this page I am writing only for your understanding. So the total variable cost, कैसे calculate करेंगे? How do we calculate total variable cost? This is basically the total sales minus the total fixed cost, yes, and minus the total profit. Okay, because in the total sales there are three components: the fixed cost, the variable cost, and the profit. Okay, so fixed cost plus variable cost is the total cost, and then total cost we add the profit, we get the total revenue. Okay, so if from the total sales we reduce the fixed cost and we also reduce the profit, then we get the total variable cost. Okay, or alternatively we can say total sales minus profit, so we get total cost. From the total cost we reduce the fixed cost, we get the variable cost. That we can show here. Okay, so here we will write the total sales minus, from the sales we can reduce the total profit, yes or no? So from total sales we reduce total profit. Total sales we just calculated, that is 15 lakh. It is same in both the cases. Total profit is given. Total profit is 5 lakh in the machine A, and in the machine B this is 3 lakh 20,000. So this is the total cost now. So total cost is 10 lakh in the machine A, and this is 15 minus 3, that means 11 lakh 80,000 in the case B. This is the total cost. Now from the total cost we reduce the fixed cost. Fixed cost is how much? This is given, again this is given, no need to calculate. 4 lakh rupees in the first machine, that is a machine A, and 2 lakh 80,000 in the second machine, that is a machine B. So we get the total variable cost. Okay, so 10 lakh minus 4 lakh, that is 6 lakh is the total variable cost. Now 9 lakh is the total variable cost in machine B. Okay, now we have the number of units in both the cases, so 10,000 and 10,000, so we get the variable cost per unit. That is what we are calculating, yes or no? The variable cost per unit is our target, so 6 lakh upon 10,000, okay, so that is rupees 60 per unit, and 9 lakh upon 10,000, that is rupees 90 per unit, right? So we have calculated, you can see, we have calculated the variable cost per unit. So for this 10 lakh minus 4 lakh, so total cost minus fixed cost, we get the total variable cost, we divide it by 10,000 unit. Similarly here, the total cost is 11 lakh 80,000. From this we reduce the fixed cost, we get the total variable cost 9 lakh rupees. From 9 lakh we divide it by 10,000 units, so we get 90 rupees per unit, right? So we have got the information. Now we will put this information in the formula that we have just discussed. So here the difference is rupees 90 minus rupees 60. Now we can just solve it. So we get 1,20,000, 4 lakh minus 20 lakh 80,000, and 90 minus 60 means rupees 30. So that means how much? 4,000 units. Okay, so 4,000 unit is the answer. This is the volume of sales at which there is a cost indifference point. Okay, so 4,000 unit is the answer. It is the volume of sales at which the cost is indifferent. Okay, now whenever we are writing the answer, that's okay, that's definitely required. Along with this, we can also write the analysis. Okay, so now that we have the information, we should write the analysis so that we get some extra marks. So we will write the analysis. Analysis is basically simple, that this is the cost indifference point. How much? 4,000 units, right? So basically, if the production is less, that is, suppose this is 0 and this is on the higher side, say 10,000. Okay, basically this cost indifference point indicates that below this production, below this level, that means in this case the machine with, so in the machine, if the number of units are less than the cost indifference point, then the machine with lower fixed cost and higher variable cost per unit, this is preferred. Okay, in our example, the diesel car has lower fixed cost but may be having higher variable cost per unit as compared to CNG, right? And if the level of activity is higher, that means we produce more units than the cost indifference point, then the machine with higher fixed cost and lower variable cost per unit. So in our example, the CNG car, we will prefer CNG car because we run more than the cost indifference point. Okay, this is preferred. Okay, all this, even more than 10,000 also, right? So that means in this case, if we analyze, the production is on the higher side. That means we will prefer that machine which has a high fixed cost and lower cost per unit. So that means we will go for high fixed cost, that is this one, right? And lower variable cost, that is a machine A, right? Machine A is the answer. If question asked, even though question has not asked, so we will definitely write this analysis that we should choose machine A for 10,000 units of production per annum. Okay, this should be our answer. And even we can verify that. If we want to verify, we can verify that also. We can prove. Even in our answer, we don't need to prove because they are not asking this point. But we can prove this. How can we prove this? We can calculate. Okay, so we can verify calculation of the total cost at 10,000 level. Okay, so machine A, if we go for machine A, then it will be fixed cost will be 4 lakh and variable cost is 60 into 10,000. That means it will be total 10 lakh rupees. Machine A, if we use, it will be 10 lakh rupees. Machine B, if we use, it will be 2,80,000, the fixed cost divided plus the variable cost per unit, that is 90 rupees into 10,000 units. That means 9 lakh plus 2,80,000, that is 11,80,000. Yes or no? So basically, we can hence say that the total cost is less if you go for machine A. Hence proved. Right? So what we have done here, we have just added the fixed cost and the variable cost and we found the total cost. Right? So fixed cost, the total variable cost and the total cost. Right? So the fixed cost 4 lakh plus 16 to 10,000. Similarly here 2,80,000 is the fixed cost plus 19 to 10,000. So we get this information. So we can prove that machine A should be used at the 10,000 unit and the answer we have already given, that is 4,000 units. Okay, so this is how we can solve the question. I will be solving more questions and more discussion is coming. So please keep checking and do join the Telegram channel. Now you might be interested in knowing, sir, what is the source of this question? Cost and difference point. So this cost and difference point is given in most of the standard books, but I traced back this question and I found it in the CMA material. CMA material has provided the question which we have given here, okay? So thank you very much and keep checking for more videos on the mains previous year solutions. We are also providing last 45 years solution of all the previous year questions, theory, numerical, paper 1, paper 2 in the printed format. You can check our team. Our team is available on this contact number. You can check our team and they will support you in our services. Okay? Thank you very much. God bless you.